Doctor, 14th overall at this point. And the only surviving Dutchwoman after 3 that entered. Vetter out with an Achilles problem. Oosterwegel crashed out the hurdles on the first day. Julia Loban of Ukraine, 13th overall, and of just 15 athletes. Gadavini looks excited to see if she can move up. She's been one of the better runners, was one of the faster 200 athletes at the end of yesterday. Karolina Legarska in front of her in 11th. So that's the order they're coming out in. Bianca Salming. These athletes seeming to relish the crowd and the conclusion of a great evening session. Jado Dowder, highlight for her was the 180 high jump personal best yesterday, but since then has faded a little. She was in the 4th overall at that point. About gaining experience for some of these young athletes. This is a 19-year-old Saga Vanninen of Finland, World Under-20 champion, also winning the European title. Caroline Schaefer of Germany, one of the better 800 runners, but a bit of work to do, seemingly too far off the medal. Second best javelin thrower overall, beaten only by Krishan of Hungary. 2:07 over 2 laps, but hasn't run an 800 this year. Well, that's not Sophie Weisenbo, that's Norwitz. Wrong graphic there, but Norwitz, 2:08.50 in Eugene. She could well move up, needs to find 7 seconds to go up to second place, 4 seconds to go up to third. Third currently held by Sulek, just around 3 seconds off Annika Lin of Switzerland. Brilliant competition for the 22-year-old. 6:73 long jump personal best. She was the best sprint hurdler overall, but Nafi Thiam, well, you don't want to hang a gold medal around anyone's neck, but pretty close to it, and has been untouchable. Predicted if she matches her PB from Eugene of 2:13 dead, where she, of course, won the world title, she would achieve an overall score of 6,697 points. 172-point lead. That's worth around 11 to 12 seconds. So, the end of 7 events here. A final few stretches for, no doubt, some exhausted athletes, although a bit of an energy boost from supporters here who love their multi-events. It was a thrilling conclusion to the decathlon. In fact, barely have words for it. Niklas Kaul coming through for victory, overtaking long-time leader Simon Ehrmer. We don't quite have the same fight for gold, but certainly do for silver and bronze, with a number of athletes in contention. So here goes Karolin, Sulek and Witz, those in particular who are battling. So the Swiss Karolin, 5:06.04 after 6 events. Her lifetime best, 2:17 from Gutsis, the specialist hypo meeting 3 years ago. Very close, just a 10th off that in Eugene, where she set a new national record. So if she achieves that lifetime best, she'll get 6,463 points. But Sulek, maybe she can go a few seconds faster. 2:07.18 in Eugene, so 10 seconds on paper. So that's why my prediction is that Sulek is the favourite to be lifted up into that silver spot. And Witz, just maybe she can challenge also. We've got Bianca Salming out front there, who's developing into a great international heptathlete, but with some strengths clearly in the high jump and the javelin, and some other events to work on. So 63.43 as they came through the bell. Just having a look here at the predictions. So Karolin still in a good position and fairly close behind Sulek, who's the first of the 2 Polish runners in the red and white. But so close. At this point, you can see 60 points separating. Krishan also doing well, coming in 6th place overall, and she needs to be 9 seconds ahead of Sulek to try and get a medal. Karolin the more likely to drop down. We'll see how she hangs on this second lap. Certainly that gap remaining around the same, with Witz also trying to move up. Nafi Tiam, well, she can afford to job home, to be honest. But Sulek now going to come through. Carlin trying to summon some strength and some fight to hold on to her medal. Great performance, though, from Adrianna Sulek, who's had a terrific season. 2:09.49 for her. So close to her lifetime best from an athlete who went close to going out of the competition in the long jump, produced a thrilling 6:55 to stay in and stay in contention. As we wait for these 800-meter times to come up and the computers to do the numbers. Sulek, she always brings such character and personality to the competition. So Sulek, 2:09.49, worth 972 points. Wits right behind her, 2:09.63, worth 970. So those two will stay in the same order. Xenia Krishan, a season's best, 2:10.90, 951 points. So she could well move up on Sophie Weissenberg, the German. But we can say that Tiam, another European title for her. At one point she was on target for the championship best performance, slipped back after the long jump, only 6:08. But Carlin's score has come up, 2:13.73, 911 points. So it looks like Sulek has moved in front. And that gap wasn't much, 44 points. And it looks like Sulek has gone in front by 17 overall. It's another new national record, though, for Annick Carlin, 6,515 points. So credit to Adrianna Sulek, doing what we expected. That was the major change that was predicted to happen. Norwitz, somewhat unlucky for her to be in fourth place where she was in Tokyo. No surprise to see her looking dejected. But Nafi Tiam, such a joy to watch, really, and an athlete who seemed to have a couple of weak events traditionally, but this year she's become a better sprint hurdler and a better 800-meter runner. So brilliant to see her get yet another title.
Look, a disappointment from Norwitz. He needed around about 2.5 seconds over Annick Carlin, maybe even a little bit more. She just couldn't quite manage to open up, big enough of a gap on the track in that 800 ahead of Annick Carlin. Annick Carlin of Switzerland stuck to her task so well. And just brilliant to see her at this stage of the season after a busy year, hitting a national record again for Switzerland and a bronze medal. And wonderful emotion from Adrianna Sulek as she realised she'd got herself into the silver medal position in this Heptathlon. That's the 800-metre results. You've seen Nafi Tiam, not much to fight for, 2:17, but easily enough for the gold medal.
Yeah, so Nafi Tiam is now a two-time Olympic, two-time world and two-time European champion. Simply incredible stuff. Maybe she needed someone to push her a bit more to a championship record. Anouk Vetter going out just before the javelin.